So I have a question for you watching me right now. If you have a transitional housing program or just started one, my question for you is, are you fundable ready? Now, when I ask that, people are like, well, what do you mean fundable ready? Well, we're going to talk about all of that. So welcome to Live for Free, where we talk about transforming lives through real estate. And today we're going to do a deep dive in what this fundable readiness is, what it looks like, and the things that you need to do to be able to position yourself for that, and how do you get access to be able to get funding. So go ahead and lock in, and let's go ahead and get started. Now, when you think about fundable ready, you hear me saying that word, fundable ready. And by the way, I'm going to tell y'all, I'm so excited about this new information I've been learning the last few weeks around funding for for-profits. And I am learning so much. I can't wait to reveal it. I'm not going to reveal it all with you now. I will do it soon because I want to make sure I gain as much as I can from this and prove it to be true so that whenever I bring it to you, you can get what I say you can get, which is grants. We're going to be able to get you grants, whether you're a nonprofit or for-profit, because of the work that you're going to be doing in your transitional housing program. So with that being said, when we talk about being fundable, there's specific things that you need to go through, and we'll talk about that in the next segment. But before we get there, I want you to understand what we are doing in our Skool community right now. So you already know TonySkool.com. If you've not registered, you need to register. TonySkool.com. That's TonySkool.com. When you join, you're there with other purpose-driven leaders who are creating their transitional housing programs to be able to scale it and also create legacy. So when you come there, you're going to find out that's what we're talking about. Everything we're talking about. Yes, we're talking transitional housing. Yes, we're talking about the programs. Yes, we're talking about how we can create synergies together. But at the end of the day, I am here to make sure that your programs can live on beyond you and that you've got money that's coming to you payment free. They're grants that you can be able to get access to in this space to be able to successfully perform the work that you're doing. So that's what I want you to know. We're doing that every week in our Skool community, talking about it and doing it. Not just talking about it, but doing it. We're not just having courses, but we're working. We got study hall, like we got all the things that you can think of to be able to help you be successful in our Skool community. So you definitely want to join, because those are the type of things that I want to help you get prepared for so that you can get the funding that you need to build your program. So now that you understand, and fundable ready means that at every point when someone is looking at your program, they say, man, I just love her program. I love what she's doing, or I love what he's doing, and you're fundable. So you are in position to be able to receive what's necessary for funding. That's what fundable readiness looks like. So as we get through this phase, and we'll probably talk about it in another episode because there's several layers to that. Fundable readiness is the first series that we're talking about as it relates to getting fundable, but there's other things that I'm going to layer in just to make sure that you're solid, like there's no doubting what you have. So as we talk about this first piece though, and when I talk about fundable readiness, I want you to understand, in at least coming out the gate, what it looks like. And this can apply to really anybody thinking about doing a transitional housing program. So our goal is to first make sure that you're structured right. Because if you're not structured right, no one's going to give you money. They want to make sure that it's not just your name out here collecting money and putting it in your bank account, right? So making sure that you're structured right. So being set up in the right entity, and you get to decide that whether you're nonprofit or for-profit, how you need to be structured, but making sure that's solid and you've done the necessary steps to making sure that that is solid. In addition to your structure, you need to make sure that your program is solid. But before you even get to your program, who is it that you're serving? Now, I hear a lot of flack from people talking about nobody cares about who you're serving. Yes, they do. They do care about who you're serving, because you're talking about getting funding and getting grants. People care about who it is that you're serving, because this is money they're going to give to you. So yes, we do care about who we are focused on and why we're focused on it. All of that stuff is important to where we are going. So when you have your structure right, and you clearly know who it is that you're serving and who it is, the reason why you're doing it, because it's not just because you feel like it, it's not just because you want to help people. We're going to get to the core of that. And then after you do that, we start looking at what are you going to do? What's your program look like? What is it that you're offering them? Remember, what we do over here in Transitional Housing Maximized, we create programs. We create programs that are successful toward helping people transform their lives. We're not just putting people in a house and moving to the next. We don't do that. So when you're doing that and creating your program, what transformation is it that you want them to go through? Now, those are some things that we get to really the heart of everything. And I love talking about the heart of everything, because that allows for us to really pull out of you the things that God put in you that need to come forward, because it's going to fulfill your purpose. So making sure your program is right is just as important. And then after that is being able to make sure that your program itself, that it is solid in partnership. Because if nobody else believes in you and what it is that you're building or what it is that you're growing, why would they be the first ones to do that? Those are things that you have to think about. So I want you to be encouraged as we move into this space of identifying what is going to make you fundable. And there's several other steps. I didn't give them all to you here on YouTube. My goal is you come to our Skool community to get the rest of those nuggets that will help you fulfill the things you need so that you are fundable. You are ready to be funded, and now we're going to get you funding. So let's talk a little bit about funding, because I'm excited. I told y'all I am on a deep dive. When I say a deep dive, I mean a deep dive. Like I am doing a grant a day. That's how serious I am about creating success for the people who are following me, the people who are in our Skool community, the people who say that they want to create something that's going to...
There's a lane closure ahead.
Yes, there's a lane closure ahead, so pay attention, Tony. But I want to make sure that I am giving every opportunity to those people who are looking to me for guidance in this transitional housing space. Because not only do I want you setting up successful programs, I want you to be able to not worry about the things that you're worrying about. Now, once again, we don't worry because we know worry is not of God, right? We know that if we start worrying about how are we going to do this and how are we going to do that and stressing out and filling our properties up with just random people because we're scared, we don't do that. So we want to make sure that you don't have to see that you have resources available to you, that you can continue building what God told you to build. That is my focus. That is where I want you, and that is where we are going to be. So I am actively working on making sure that we have resources available to you. I know how to get you funding. I know how to walk you down that path. So I'm doing the work. I'm being the example first to make sure that it can be done. And once it's done, and by the way, I'm just going to say, I have no doubt. I have no doubt, because what we're doing right now, I've been doing for the last few weeks, I'm seeing the evidence of those things. I'm seeing the results of those things moving forward. So I have no doubt that this was a God-given gift to me to be able to share with you as you start creating this space for where he's calling you to be. So as we move down this path, I'm going to just tell you, please make sure you have subscribed to my channel if you haven't yet, and also get the notifications, because I'm just going to start doing random videos just to be able to help you move forward, and also making sure that you get the things you need to be successful. And a lot of that will also come from joining my Skool community. So if you've not joined the Skool community yet, please do so. As I said, did you hear me say it's free? It's free. It's free to join my community. So being around other committed, purpose-driven leaders is worth its weight in gold. And sometimes you just have to make sure people can be around the fire to get a little warm. So if you want to be around the fire, you want to get a little warm in this space and have a better understanding of transitional housing, join us in our Skool community, and we'll be talking more on this topic of fundable readiness, because we're doing that inside the community and outside as well. Look forward to seeing you at the next episode, and go out there and transform the day. And so it is.